Hello there YouTube. You joined me at the start of Bristol's biggest bike ride 2013. Just working my way through to the start line. This is for the Clevedon route, the 38 miler. So, yep, it's all going a bit slow at the moment. There's a lot of us. I arrived 10 minutes before the ride was meant to start. Still about 200 metres from the actual start line. Here we go. Just crossing the start line now. Still going quite slowly. But we've got to watch out for people moving across, like the guy in front in the yellow and blue. When I came down, when I came down to the start of this ride or race, definitely a ride. It was amazing to see how many cyclists there actually were. You know, the place was full of them, and everywhere you looked at it, from my position on the start line, there were cyclists as far as I could see in front of me, and near enough as far as I could see behind me. Yes, you will notice we're just about to go through a red light, and I'm sure some of you will be screaming out that, you know, we're breaking the highway code. It's fine, the road's shut. We're in a taped off area that's car free, so we're not actually getting in anyone's way. So yeah, basically what we're doing here in this taped off area is working our way down to the portway, which is completely shut. So we've got to be funneled basically there as safely as possible. Be excellent if they could shut all of this side of the road and give us a free run. But actually, funneling us like this is kind of a good thing. It slows everyone down a little bit, which means that you don't all just pour onto the portway. So, coming up is a horrible bus lane that nobody likes. The surface is appalling, so this could be fun. I'm sorry if the camera goes for a bit of a wander. Might do that, to be honest. Just the way it's mounted on the bike. Nothing I can do, I'm afraid. Especially with so many of us on this side, on this bus lane. We've got to avoid each other, so I may have to dive for potholes and things. This is not the place to have a collision. Not that there's ever anywhere a good place to have a collision, but this is definitely not one of them. There's a lot of riders coming up behind to crash into. Yeah, we're not really getting above. Probably about 8 miles an hour, 9 miles an hour, maybe in places. So we are really dawdling along here, but that's fine. We've got, about 2-3 hours on the bike, so a slow start's fine. And it's obviously not a race, so that's always good. Slow is fine. Really wish I could get past these guys, to be honest. Really want to get past these guys. But this bus lane isn't very big, so I can't. And actually, having looked past them, I wouldn't actually get anywhere. I'd get essentially in front of their front wheel and then be stuck behind the next lot of people. So, sod it. I'm gonna stay here, sit behind these guys, and yeah, obviously I'm not going to film all of today's ride, just a little bit, so, because yeah, you'll get bored otherwise. Right, so you join me across Clark and Coombe into Ashton Court on the last few miles. Just avoid this cyclist who's stopped on the left. We're coming up through Ashton Court. Apologies, I'm a bit more of today, to be honest. I was hoping to have a few more clips to show you, but the weather's been horrible, and the last thing I've really remembered to do is turn the camera on. Keeping the bike upright, keeping myself warm have been higher up the list of things to do. So yeah, we're coming up through Ashton Court now. Pretty much all we've got to do now is go up through Ashton Court, out the other side, through Festival all the way. Hopefully that's signposted because I've never been that way before. Could be fun. Under the Cumberland Basin, and then back along Hotwells Road to out Bristol, where we started this morning. Sorry about the smudge on the camera. I can't seem to get rid of it. I think it's just picked up some rubbish throughout the day. The roads are very wet. I'm not sure how much you can see on the video itself. That bike whizzing past. There's a ice cream van up ahead, which is definitely befitting the weather today. The last thing I want is anything that's going to cool me down. I think we'll give that a miss. As much as ice cream could be tempting. As you can see, the road is this path very wet, also very slippery. We've been warned by the marshals all the way round to keep the pace down, because the tracks are now getting very wet. So always heed that advice: slow down. It's better to, finish these events than go hell for leather trying to do a good time, having an almighty accident. Right, we've just gone past the mansion house. So we're basically on our way downhill now to level with the river. There are no more hills. It's all downhill from here. Just avoid these walkers. Tea rooms are tempting though. I could be tempted by tea rooms. Would quite like to go for a bit of, go for some speed here, but there's an ambulance up ahead, so rein the speed in. And in fact, the marshals are telling us to slow down anyway, keep the speed down on this hill. In fact, you see the bike there, and there's another one behind the ambulance, which you can't see in the video. So yeah, we'll slow down. That's fine. Especially with so few miles to go. There's no point going hell for leather on here. Especially the road surface up here is a bit rubbish in places. Once you get past Uwe on the left, like here. Right, we're coming up to Festival Way now. Well, we've got to turn left up here. Ooh, watch the cyclist go onto the pavement. That's definitely what you're going to do. Right, we'll stay on the road. And okay, I go through the red light. And I then get cut up by said cyclist again. Yes, I shouldn't have run the red light. But that was quite irritating. It's not as close as it looks in the video, I promise you. But that it is quite close. And of course I've got peripheral vision, so I do actually see him coming. This is Festival Way now, and it looks like quite a good surface actually. Well signposted as well, as has all the route, to be honest. I've been impressed. The guy in front does need to do his jacket up better though. It's flailing around a bit. But yeah, this Right, we're just about to make our way underneath the Cumberland Basin. This bit of path isn't as great as the rest. It's rideable, a bit bumpy, some interesting puddles, and see the tobacco factory in front of us. Means we're getting home. If you were riding a red, I think it was a folding bike, at that junction just about there, coming along the cycle path, I apologise, I did cut you up. Yeah, no defence to that one. Did sort of make you stop, but just blurring out that junction. Now we slow down a little bit, obviously, because this is a cyclepath that's being used by lots of other cyclists who aren't part of our ride. So we just keep the speed down, especially with these flipping speed bumps. Obviously, a cyclist's best friend. Avoid the horrible big puddles. And the scaffolding. The video doesn't quite show how close I had to that scaffolding at times. It's a little bit tight in places. Dive for the space the guy in blue has in front of me. Avoid going over the speed bump. Working our way around. The guy in front who looks left, I also look left, and then remember we're on a closed road, so didn't really need to do that, but you know, better safe than sorry and all that. And actually we weren't entirely sure if there was a route that was coming in that way, an event route that we could have collided with, because we were going quite fast at that point. And we couldn't really stop either easily. Right. Right, we're making our way over the swing bridge. And yeah, we've got all of this bridge to ourselves, but for some reason we all stick to the left hand side. Don't quite know why. And then obviously we're now going the wrong way up Hotwells Road. We haven't been using the same lane as we did on the way out, and we also merged with family rides, and this is not the smartest idea. The organisation of this event, which to be honest has been pretty good for a free event. It's been well signposted, well marshalled, on some very busy junctions, and some appalling weather. But this was not a smart move, merging long distance riders with the family riders and kids on bikes. It's not a good move. There's not a lot of room to move around, and obviously we can't move to our left here because there's a tape and there's live traffic beyond that tape. So you can sort of cut through occasionally, like we are doing now. But it's not a clever idea. I'm not entirely sure how you get around that one. There was in the route card saying if you arrive before 11:30, 11:45, you'll have to go Cumberland Road because you'll be going too fast and there'll be too many family riders out. Why we didn't get it sent that way anyway, I don't know. Wouldn't have added many miles to the route, if any, really. We could have done that. Would have kept us going at a good speed, and it would have meant that the kids on bikes were safer. Because obviously we're having to watch out for them because we've got more riding experience and more road experience, but equally it's really hard to do. We've all just done 35 miles, 36 miles at this point, and you see there, the gap is bigger than it looks in the video, but hitting the brakes on a road bike in that gap, in the conditions, should have just taken us Cumberland Road. Anyway, I'll stop moaning. It is really good to see this many people out and this diversity of riders as well. Usually you see lots of people on road bikes or family rides, but the mix of them. There were lots of people on commuter bikes as well out today doing the long distance rides. There was a good age range as well, so getting lots of people involved in cycling. And obviously the family rides were done on the Portway, which was shut for the day, so it was a very safe way of putting them on busy main roads. And getting people out and about, and the amount of people, families and stuff, who still came out despite the weather. People who are doing the long distance, the Cleveland rides, the Tinsfield rides, probably are going to come out anyway, to be honest, whatever the weather, because we've just got more experience, and we're just a bit more weather hardened. But the amount of kids that are out, especially this one in front, there were loads of them of all sort of ages, on a variety of bikes as well. And I think there's a space move. There we go. Space on the right once I let these guys through to overtake. And this bit's a bit wider than the earlier bit, so there's a bit more room to move around. And obviously the guys that are now in front of me are on road bikes, so we're all going, apart from that kid there and the high-vis, so we're all going a bit faster, and we've all got a bit more spatial awareness in terms of road positioning, so it's a little bit safer here. But we've got a very sharp right hand bend to take, the same right hand bend we took this morning, just coming up. You can see those guys in high vis yellow just gone round, and it's sort of a pinch point really, because it is actually quite small, the space, but everyone gets around, so that's always good. Why the left hand lane here isn't open, I don't know. I don't understand that. There's nothing going down there, the whole area is shut, you can't get through. Weave our way through the myriad of cyclists. And apparently this wasn't the finish line where this marshal is on the left. That's not the finish line. The finish line despite not saying finish anywhere, is up on the right. So we all sort of have got no idea what's going on here. Hence the let's stop. Oh, actually, no, we're going right. Bit of an anticlimax finish, especially since the finish isn't just up here. It's back in the amphitheatre, back towards at Bristol. So basically, take us the long way round to at Bristol. No, this isn't the finish. There is an ice cream van, but no, that doesn't signal the finish of the ride. So this video is deceptive. I'm not that close to that cyclist's back wheel or his panniers. That's just how the camera's mounted to the bike, which means that it looks closer than it is. Yeah, it's mounted to handlebars, so it's looking. My handlebar hoods are sort of just off to the left and the right. This surface is okay. This is fine. However, see the cobbles on our left. Yeah, no, definitely a bad route decision by whoever made that decision. Slippery, wet cobbled. Lots of grooves. There are quite big grooves between the cobbles. As you see, the guy in front of me there on the road bike unclipping his left foot because, and see the guy in red, basically, I think he got off his bike in the end. Riding a road bike around here is not easy, even in the dry, but in the wet it's just lethal, really. And of course, you're now getting, you're now behind kids on bikes, so you're going really slowly, and so to accelerate, you run the very real risk of skidding the tyres. And there's that guy there in the red, white and green jersey pointed out, just an extra challenge, just to test us. And at this point I just get off. I've had enough of trying to avoid crashing on cobbles, so we walked this last little bit, which is a bit of a shame, really. Would have been quite nice to ride all the way to the finish line, but this section is so narrow and it's on cobbles, it's just not going to happen. So yeah, that's the Bristol's biggest bike ride 2013. Hope you've enjoyed. I hope I haven't waffled too much, and you've seen a bit of mass cycling, which doesn't happen very often. And at this point, I decide that I want to go to Brunel's Buttery. You should definitely go there. If you go cycling in Bristol, go to Brunel's Buttery for lunch. I'm not even being paid by them, but go there. It's good. Make good tea.